So in their desperation, that certain nameless person, they have given away the game plan for Virginia. And if this is the way they gotta play, it's going to be a mess for them. See, apparently to combat everything they did, they think they're going to go back to the past when JD and other people, they had litigation, and essentially they're going to say, look, I didn't cause them to lose tens of millions of dollars. They caused themselves to lose $10 million. Therefore, all of this stuff I did and denied I did, didn't see that. Didn't matter at all. Now, the way they hope to accomplish this, it even further showcases that desperation. Why? Because they're wanting to rely on the declaration of one Tracy Jacobs. They want to be able to show that in court, too. If you don't know that name, by the way, it's mentioned here. This was JD's 30-year agent, somebody that worked out deals in the past, and again, was testifying in another case. Why are they using them? Well, apparently that's because when they tried to pull the same type of thing with Disney, going directly to the source to prove that JD had something to do with his own firing, they couldn't find those documents. They got mad enough that they threatened to sue them. Mind you, still couldn't get Disney to come off of those documents. Oh, what a train wreck. What a train wreck indeed. So hey there to all you fine folks. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I hope your day is going swimmingly. If you would, share this video everywhere. Everyone needs to see this. Also, feed that pesky algorithm, likes, comments, and give it a little head pat. Also, sub to the channel. Make sure you're still subbed, and if you hadn't, you're so missing out. You should. So the thing that really gave away the ghost, as it were, or the game plan in Virginia going forward, and it also cements the utter desperation of that certain nameless person, is this order here. Now, what's this order all about? Well, it's about the Tracy Jacobs deposition. But this isn't talking about getting a deposition. This is talking about compelling the videotape. There's a difference. Not deposition, not a written transcript. They want the videotape itself of it. See, when you want that, and you already have a deposition, you know what this says? That you plan on viewing, but it's not for the viewing of self, it's for the viewing of others. Now, JD, he doesn't object to this at all, by the way. That says plenty about it, too. The thing that's holding this stuff up is the videographer didn't want to come off of it. Now, the truly hilarious stuff, it comes up in something you might have already thought about. You see the name Tracy Jacobs coming up. 30-year agent to JD. This would be a prominent person, somebody you might want to talk to, right? You see, in the past tense, you see deposition, you see videotapes. Why are they relying on the past? Why aren't they relying on the now? Why aren't they asking their own questions? Well, that's because they screwed up epically. And I want to read you something about that. So they bring a motion. This motion here, it's against JD's lawyers. Why? Because this motion is brought because JD has engaged in precisely these abhorrent tactics, significantly prejudicing that nameless person in discovering prior deposition, testimony, texts, and emails from JD's 30-year agent in a case where JD is claiming $50 million in damages for losing the role in Pirates of the Caribbean 6 solely because that nameless person stated in an op-ed she had been the victim of, and you know exactly what those claims are. The withheld documents are plainly evident. Withheld documents. I wonder what that means. That's right. When they deposed Tracy Jacobs, and they did depose Tracy Jacobs, by the way, they say that they didn't know about this prior litigation. They didn't know about that deposition. They didn't know about the videotapes, and they can't depose Tracy Jacobs again. Oopsie on that, right? They wanted there to be sanctions against the lawyers for JD. They wanted money recouped. They wanted a do-over. Basically, the judge said, hey, you got the stuff in front of you. You don't get a do-over. And by the way, one of the reasons you don't have the video, that's because of a videographer. That's not because of JD. Oh, man, and you don't get to depose again. Now, what that move tells you is two things. Number one, it tells you that this, in no uncertain terms, is going to be the game plan moving forward. They're going to trade Tracy Jacobs. They're also looking for other things. I'll show you that in just a moment. And they're going to say, we didn't do damages with the Washington Post article. Ignore all of the things that we did via collusion, all of the stuff that we denied that we did. Just forget about all of that. He did it to himself. What this says, too, number two, is they did not find any of the stuff that they needed when they went after Disney, which explains a lot about them threatening to sue. Remember, they wanted sanctions against Disney if they didn't come off of other items. Disney, they laid out the game plan back then as well. This is what that nameless person's game plan was. During negotiations, this is at first with counsel that they ended up firing over the scope of the subpoena. It became clear that their strategy was to show that Disney did not have documents showing a linkage between that nameless person's public statement and JD's career, so as to minimize their damages. So, that was the original game plan. They changed their mind, though. Why? Because that wasn't enough. They didn't find what they wanted, like I said. They wanted Disney to come out, say, we're going to produce everything. We're going to modify our declarations. And Disney said, yo, that ain't going to work for us. That's a classic bait and switch. So you had them threaten Disney, again telling you they don't have any smoking gun. They're relying on something in the past. And hey, if you would have let us ask these questions, then we would have gotten what we wanted. Now, I mentioned other, and this other, by the way, it does connect to Tracy Jacobs, but it connects to something else as well. And this something, in my opinion, it reinforces the notion that the nameless person and her team, they are beyond desperate. Why? Because they're reaching into prior litigation, the TMG action. Basically, this is when JD ends up suing his former business managers, his former entertainment attorneys, because he said for 17 years, those business managers, they engaged in pervasive wrongdoing. That included improperly dispersing millions of dollars of his assets to third parties, entering into self-dealing transactions with his assets, failing to timely pay his taxes, like not paying his taxes at all, paying themselves insane fees, and on and on. They're asking for 1.5 million pages of documentation. Plus, they want everything connected to that because those people, they had negative things to say about JD, and they're thinking that maybe they can find a smoking gun. You know, just like they said, if they would have been able to talk to Tracy Jacobs, they would have gotten that too, because you know, woulda, shoulda, coulda, but didn't. Ultimately, they know what they did. They're going to have a lot of trouble moving out of the way of it. This says more than anything, in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think about it. There's more to this stuff too, much more. Let me know in the comments if you want to go over that stuff. We can do it in a live stream or a really in-depth video. But yeah, let me know what you think about this stuff. As always too, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. Want to check out the links in the description? Help out the channel even further. Check those out. Definitely do. Help the channel out. I appreciate that, but I appreciate you being here. Can't say that enough. Thank you for that. I'm going to end with that too, with thank you one more time, and we will see you soon. Yeah, again, tell me what you think about this.